trying to sound like a experienced tracker or anything, but you can see that the goat grazing came after a good year's worth, near a year's worth of vegetation grew, because the goats actually grazed this area and obviously left taller growth where these nasty thorns are, which indicates that the goats, for the large part, avoided the Himalayan blackberry. It's almost uniformly short everywhere else. I mean, I can even walk away from that main area, come over here and see the exact same thing. Got more Himalayan blackberry and more vegetation that survived. The reality is unpleasant enough that I imagine most people will look the other way. Oh, I'm so sorry, rabbit. So this brings up another topic. Whether these are invasive or not, where the Himalayan blackberry protected plants from being eaten down to nothing, we just had a demonstration via the jackrabbit. That is, I can see him as a little white dot over there. He's light years away. It's incredible. Anyway, goats grazing through here remove hiding places. They remove vegetation that animals can benefit from. Whether they're invasive or not, well, once the goats come through, there just isn't anything. It's not like they get replaced with what's supposed to be here. I'm gonna have to stop and do a video about prisoners. There's one more thing I want to say about that jackrabbit that we scared up. That jackrabbit was where there was tall vegetation for it to hide in. And when the goats come through, they get rid of all of it, except for little patches like that. So think about how that rabbit was using that vegetation and how much of that vegetation there would have otherwise been, and how many animals are hoping to have vegetation like that to use. And instead you've got a great big sanitized, managed field, which provides extremely limited habitat compared to what would have been there. Now you're going to say, well, it's not native plants. That's true, but you can't just take away the invasive plants and not give them anything. You know, they got to use what they have to work with. And the animals may not be thrilled about the invasive plants, but it's what they've got. And to take away everything and pretend that we were doing them a favor in some way seems pretty disconnected. You know, they got to have some sort of vegetation. They've got to have some sort of nesting. They've got to have some sort of hiding place. They've got to have something to stalk their prey using. And we just turn these open fields into another version of our parks that we keep mowed down. That's not habitat.